If this HOA had a theme song, it'd be "You Don't Own What You Bought," because apparently that's the motto around here. They fined me $500 for parking my own boat on my own damn property, then threw a Chardonnay-fueled rager on it like they were on tour with Beyoncé. I wish I was kidding. These people create committees like teenagers make up excuses, and somehow I became public enemy number one just for reading the bylaws. Suburbia ain't peaceful, it's just polite chaos with manicured lawns. Ever been fined for something stupid? Yeah. I need proof. I'm not the only one at war with a wine-drunk HOA monarchy. It was a Tuesday morning when I found the bright yellow fine taped to my front door like legal graffiti. The thing screamed through the glass, practically vibrating with pettiness. Neighbors were already peeking out from behind curtains, probably snapping pics for the community forum. The violation: improper boat parking. Mind you, I've been parking my $20,000 fishing boat in the same exact spot at the dock for 3 years with zero complaints. But now apparently I'd triggered some secret clause. I walked down to the dock and there she was. My girl, my boat, covered in red wine stains, like someone had thrown a party and used her as the dance floor. I'm a boat mechanic used to run maintenance for the local marina, and this boat wasn't just fiberglass and screws to me. She was my therapy post-divorce, my project, my sanctuary. Seeing her like that, it was like someone trashed the one room in your soul that still made sense. So I marched into the HOA office holding that fine like a sword. And there she was, Meredith Lell. Blonde bob, perfect blouse, sitting like she ran a mini kingdom. Her smile was the kind that never touched her eyes. "Mr. Ree," she said, syrupy sweet. "I trust you received our notice about your boat." I slammed the paper on her desk. "Yeah, I did. Been parking there 3 years. What's changed?" "Oh," she said, pulling out some folder thicker than a Bible. "The Temporary Oversight Committee has updated our watercraft aesthetics policy. Your boat doesn't meet visual standards. Temporary Oversight Committee." I'd read every damn page of the HOA docs when I moved in. That committee didn't exist. And Meredith knew it. She just smiled like a cat that already swallowed the bird. "You'll need to pay within 7 days," she said, "or we'll have it removed." That night my neighbor Stanley stopped by, cold beers in hand. He's one of those guys who's seen it all and says very little. "She's done this before," he told me. "The Johnsons had an RV, the Millers had a garden. Same trick. Fake committee, bogus fine pressure till they give in." "Why me?" I asked. He leaned in. "You don't bow when she barks, and you have a boat. Turns out Meredith's brother ran off to sail the world and never looked back after their parents died. And now she's got a vendetta against anything that floats, especially if it belongs to a man who reminds her of him." The next morning, Meredith showed up unannounced on my porch. Designer sunglasses, smug smile like she owned the sunrise. "Such a lovely boat," she purred. "Shame when people just don't fit in." That was it. War declared. I pulled every document, every clause in the HOA charter, and guess what? No record of her fake committee. She was making it up as she went. And I wasn't about to let her win. 3 days later, I returned to my boat and found it looking like a frat party had exploded. Lights, EDM music, spilled drinks, even kids swimming nearby. Meredith was right in the middle of it. Wine glass raised, smirking like she was queen of the dock. "So glad you could join us," she yelled. "It's community property, after all." "I lost it. Get off my boat, now." Some drunk kid slurred, "Chill, man." The HOA lady said it was cool. They'd ruined everything. Cleats were damaged. Cushions soaked. Someone carved initials into my mahogany wheel. I started filming. "This is my boat," I said into the camera. "These people are trespassing with the president's permission." 20 minutes later, Deputy Carter showed up. Meredith played the innocent. "Oh, officer, I was just helping the community." But Rachel, the HOA secretary, stepped in like an avenging angel. There was no board vote authorizing this. Clayton's emails were blocked. Meredith's been acting alone. Meredith's smile cracked. Then Carter asked, "Do you have documentation for this committee?" She fumbled, lied, and I had her on video. That night I sat with Stanley, both of us watching the moon reflect off the lake. "She won't stop," he warned. "She hates losing." And sure enough, 2 days later came another fine, now doubled. Then she took it up a notch. I woke up to a megaphone. Meredith in the middle of the cul-de-sac announcing my community violations, like I was a war criminal. Neighbors gawked, some clapped, others avoided eye contact. I was officially exiled. But Rachel wasn't done fighting. She came to my garage, pulled out a recorder, and played audio of Meredith saying word for word, "Most people don't read the bylaws. I make up what I need." That was the spark. I installed hidden cameras on my boat. And days later at 3 a.m., I caught someone tampering with the lines. Clear video. SUV in the shadows. Meredith's SUV. Then came the final blow. My boat was found smashed against the rocks. Dock lines cut. Intentional. Meredith showed up at the scene smug and fake sympathetic. "Maybe you should have secured it better," she said, smiling for photos. But I filmed her too. The smirk, the lies, the satisfaction. I documented every inch of damage. Carter returned, examined the ropes, confirmed they'd been slashed. And just like that, this wasn't HOA drama anymore. It was criminal. Then came the meeting. Meredith had spun the story into environmental damage, proposed a $15,000 fine, claimed I was endangering the community, but I'd been ready. I projected security footage, the emails she tried to hide, the audio of her bragging. Rachel backed me up. The room turned on her. Residents screamed, some even cried, realizing they'd been manipulated for years. And then came the twist, an anonymous email dump showing Meredith planned the sabotage down to wind direction and timing. Rachel confirmed she'd sent them. Meredith stormed out, shouted, "This isn't over," but it was. Weeks later, I stood in my lawyer's office signing a $1 million settlement. Meredith had embezzled HOA funds, used a paralegal as her fake lawyer, forged documents, and now she was facing prison time. Her house for sale. Her SUV gone. Her legacy. A cautionary tale. The new HOA president, Rachel. Her first act, a homeowner bill of rights. No more fake committees. No more intimidation. 6 months later, I stood on the dock beside my new 30-foot cruiser, twice the size of the old one. I named her Justice Served. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just living well. It's making sure no one else gets bullied again. What do you think? Was Meredith just power drunk or genuinely dangerous? Ever had your own HOA nightmare? Drop it in the comments, because I can't be the only one who's fought a war over a boat.